Myanmar as the pro-democracy party claims a landslide victory in Sunday's historic by-elections. Party supporters descended on the headquarters of the National League for Democracy to hail a victory they once thought impossible. This is the woman they were all going crazy for, cheering for. Longtime pro-democracy activist Aung San Suu Kyi. Election results haven't officially been announced, but her party says it's won at least 43 of the 44 parliamentary seats it stood for, including one for Suu Kyi. Speaking to the crowd, she described the victory as the beginning of a new era.
It is not so much our triumph as a triumph of the people who had decided that they must be involved in the political process of this country. So what is important is not how many seats we have won, although of course we are extremely gratified that we have won so many, but the fact that the people are so enthusiastic about participating in the democratic process.
Sunday's vote was a key step for Myanmar's military-backed government, the first big test of its commitment to political reform. CNN's Paula Hancock is following all the election developments for us, and she joins us now live from Yangon in Myanmar. Paula, what's going to be the impact practically of this victory?
Well, Zain, you saw the election victory speech there from Aung San Suu Kyi. There were hundreds of supporters outside the headquarters listening to her speech, all of them cheering, many women with flowers hoping to get close enough to give them to her, everyone hoping to catch a glimpse of the woman that they see as their hero. Now, it is a momentous day here in Myanmar. There is a lot of hope that what people have seen with this by-election process, even though it won't change the balance of power, may change the perception of this country, may give them a hope that democracy and the promise of democracy is actually sincere. We've actually had a comment as well from the government itself, the presidential advisor, of course, President Thein Sein, a former military general himself. His advisor told us that this election does reflect the people's decision. When asked about voting irregularities, he said it is still a third world country. There are flaws, but you have to look at the bigger picture. And he also pointed out that if it was not a free and fair election, then the NLD, Aung San Suu Kyi's party, would not have won this majority. Zain?
What will Aung San Suu Kyi do now?
Well, at this point, Zain, we understand she's travelling around Yangon district to different areas where she can meet supporters, she can meet some of the winning candidates from around the country, and she's basically just enjoying the day after the election when it has become clear that her party has won a landslide. Of course, going forward, this now means that she is going to take office. She will have political office for the first time ever. It means that she will be in the parliament up in Naypyidaw. This is the new capital built by the new civilian government, although still influenced fairly heavily by the former military regime. And she will actually be sitting alongside some of those former generals who kept her under house arrest for much of the past 21 years. Now, just a couple of days ago at a press conference she held, she was asked, how will that feel? Can you forgive them? And she pointed out that she doesn't see why it should be seen in terms of forgiveness. She said, this is politics.
Your reaction, firstly, to these election results?
Well, this is a great victory for the people of Burma. You know, this Aung San Suu Kyi already won 43 seats out of 44 seats which they have contested. And the government party, USDP, won 0. So this is the kind of the message delivered by the people of Burma to the region that, okay, we don't need USDP, we don't need military, we need Aung San Suu Kyi and the NLD. So this is a very clear message. In my opinion, this is kind of the referendum.
You've talked about election fraud. You say international observers may not have caught that. Does it matter at this point, given the celebrations we've seen, the jubilation, and in fact these democratic elections have at least been held?
Well, I will say that this will be the mistake for the international community to give in a award to the Burmese region, because actually this election is not free and fair. The regime used all the dirty methods to prevent Aung San Suu Kyi and already winning many seats in the election. But people of Burma courageously voted for Aung San Suu Kyi. So basically, this election is not free and fair. And then even Aung San Suu Kyi and her party win significant seats in the parliament. This is just the beginning of the major challenges ahead. You know that the parliament is already dominated by the military and the USDP party. They control 80% seat of the parliament. So NLD now has about 6% of the seats. And joining with the other Democratic MPs, they will have about 20% seats. Then it will not be enough to amend the constitution, actually.
What would you like the international community to do now, then, in support of Aung San Suu Kyi and a future Myanmar?
Yeah. Well, actually, instead of trying to planning for the giving award to the military region right now, they must send a clear message to Burmese region that we will advise you if you cooperate with Aung San Suu Kyi and NLD in the parliament. This is necessary for Aung San Suu Kyi because Aung San Suu Kyi moved herself from the outside the parliament to the inside the parliament with the faith that she can work with President U Thein Sein, Parliament Speaker U Hsien Man, and then also Commander and Chief General Min Aung Hlaing in the parliament for the change of the country. But you know she has to face a lot of difficulties there because this new playing field is full with landmines and barriers and biased referees. So to support her father to achieve her initiative in the parliament, the international community must pressure on the region for not failure to cooperate with Aung San Suu Kyi in the parliament. This is very important.
Wise words from Aung Din, a former political prisoner and executive director of the US campaign for Burma, sir. On a good day, at least in principle, for Myanmar, we thank you very much indeed for joining us.